I ordered, I thought, one of these from China, and I got one of these. This is nowhere near what this is. First off, let me show you what this does. Man, wow, isn't that something? No, I don't like it. No, don't like it at all. Christmas holiday. Now this, and maybe if I turn the lights out, is absolutely insane. This is cool, which I'm going to feature in another video. Whoa. Seizure. Right? What I'd like to do is replace all these lights, of course, with these. And again, I'm going to shut off the light. These are the color changing LEDs. Let's take this apart. See what we can do. You just don't want to pull it apart. There we go. Now, how do they? Oh, okay, that's handy. They have them in there with these little clips. Oh my God. They wound this around by hand. Hand twisted. And I had a moment of brilliance idea, maybe. I wrote it down to see if it'd work. And yes, it involves copper wire. And battery power. For the start. Let's start with the parts. Copper wire. I'm going to show you a trick when you got a wrinkly old piece of copper wire that's all wrinkly and you like to get it straight. Easiest thing in the world to do to straighten it. Grab it by 2 pliers if you can get it to hold still. Pull. And turn. Well, I think one more turn would straighten it even more. Let's try it. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta turn my hands to get it to turn. There we go. Even straighter. And then a little bend at the end, which never a problem in my book. That's how you straighten wire. So what's my first step is to play with some wire and see what kind of deals you can get into. I bet you I could run under here a wire, and under here, there we go, and whoop, under here and under there, right? A little bit longer, but that is the general principle. Running in parallel. Let's say these run at 3.2 to 3.7 volts. If I apply a solid 3.7 volts with enough current strength behind it, I should be successful with this. Step 1 looking good. You may not believe this. I put and bent all around copper wire, and those 2 points there will be soldered together. And I guess I could bend these a little bit, and we're going to be okay. So I don't need to bend this one in, but for all intents and purposes I think that's going to be a little steampunky. Yeah, I'll show you something amazing. At least it was to me. I just soldered the end of 2 copper wires together, end to end. Little effort. Turned out pretty good. Well, I did it again. Worked out fairly well. Got them all up the upper tier. Alright. I think it looks pretty good. Now to solder these 2 points together. And there are 2 copper wires ready for LED hookup. Wrap each one around its respective wire, such as like there and here. Let's get a little close-up on that. So with these wired together like that, these all fit in here, wrap around the copper with no problem. Alright. Alright, here we go. First attempt. Let's see what if I can do here. I've already put a little flux on there. I have made a complete change of plans. This, as I mentioned earlier in the video here, is aluminum wire, and it's next to impossible to solder onto. There we go. Don't stab yourself. And pop out these little tabs like that. That. So it's one down. Run them through. Like a these. And then thread them through again. Keep a tight hold on it. And just snip. And snip. Go. Now, this is positive, so I'm using these little breadboard connectors, which have a little metal connector in there, and they fit right onto. That's right. Gotta try to line them up. Now this is a little awkward, but it's going to pay off very well. Here we go. Negative. Little light. Color changing. Alright. I'm going to do this with the rest of these, okay? And this is just going to work so much better. This other idea was not a bad idea, but it just isn't going to work. Without the copper wire. Alright, I finally figured it out, and I've gotten this far with it, and I've hot glued these little guys in, and on my negative rail I've tapped in 3, 3, 3, and I got one more to tap in, and then I'll tap all the yellow positives in. It's been a little bit of a nightmare, but I think it's working. You can kind of see where I'm headed with this. Alright, I had to kind of finish this up on my own, but the wiring, which looks a little hokey, is done. And I've got everything all wired up in parallel, which is all the yellow positive wires connected to one and all the negative wires connected to one. And all the little guys are hot glued in. Looks strange, but it's not too bad. So let's get a close look at it here. Get it together. Back this up a little bit. I think that's it. We're pretty close. Plug it up. There we go. And over a minute or so, they'll all start their own independent color. And as weird as it looks on the inside, I think it looks pretty good on the outside. And I'm running with an 18650 battery. So there you go. Some crazy. I lowered the exposure, so hopefully it gives you a better look at what's going on.